for picks, props, and futures for tonight's action. Bettor Sports Betting wants to know what picks you're playing tonight. Tell us in the live chat on YouTube, Twitter, and the Bettor Sports Network app. This is Bettor Sports Betting with Fantasy Alarm's Dan Servodidio.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back here to the Bettor Sports Betting Show, along with a passed out or dead Howard Bender here. What's going on, Howard? Appreciate you joining me here on a Wednesday.
I'm going to break you at some point, Servo. At some point, you're going to start the show. You're going to be like, I don't even know where to go with this one here. At some point, I will.
Well, now I'm expecting it every time we go live. So you need to throw in a couple normal.
Just stoic. Hi,
Yeah.
I'm Howard Bender. Welcome to the Bettor Sports Betting Show.
Or if you just, had one of your dogs in place of you there, maybe that would throw me off. But appreciate everyone joining in here. We got plenty of baseball bets to give you guys tonight. Player props, some underdog picks as we do every day here on 4 o'clock Eastern on Bettor Sports Network and Fantasy Alarm. Appreciate everyone tuning in here. If you got any questions, comments, picks that you want to give out for everyone, shoot them in the chat and we'll touch on those. We'll give them out to the people. Maybe we're aligned on some of them. I know me and Howard have recently had a couple picks. We've been going against each other, but maybe we'll be aligned on a couple tonight. We got a couple early games going on. We have Nats Seattle starting up in a couple minutes here, and we already had one game. What game was earlier today?
The Braves Twins was earlier.
Oh yeah, the Braves Twins game. So not a full slate, but pretty much a full slate of games tonight. Any picks on today's games that you have going on or no?
No, I didn't bet either of the early games, but I was actually kind of eyeballing the Washington Nationals on the run line. So you might want to take a look at this. They're getting the 1.5. They are the road team here. The funny thing about it is that Logan Gilbert, as much as I love him, he has not been good at home this year. The numbers definitely are struggling. And then, listen, the Mariners offense really isn't some big takeoff offense. So while Patrick Corbin sucks at baseball, the Seattle hitters really aren't going to dominate him. So, I saw it for even money basically, and I was tempted to do it, but I stayed away. I got some more action on other games that I prefer.
Yeah, well, on that note, I'm taking the under on Logan Gilbert's strikeouts today. It's down to minus 140 now on DraftKings, under 5.5 there. But the under on Luis Castillo's strikeout props was one of my picks, one of my best bets for on Monday's show. It did not cash. I think he had 7 or something, barely went over. But I think Gilbert's a guy, you mentioned some of his struggles, and I think against this Nats offense that just simply does not strike out a lot. I'll take the under there. So we'll be tracking that live on today's show and track the Nats run line for you guys if you want to take that. Seeing plus 115 over on DraftKings if you want to jump on that now. But we got to start today's show because on Monday's show I mentioned we were differing on a couple of picks. And we got to just get this out of the way for people that have been waiting to see Howard Bender sing a song of our producer Adam Bernard's child, his daughter there, pick a song out for him to sing. So let me bring our producer Adam on here because the bet was Justin Verlander's strikeout props, and I think he ended up with 5 strikeouts, so it did hit the under for that prop there, and Howard was on the
so
under.
Close. How did he throw 100 pitches to get through 5 innings? Like 100 pitches, Justin. You limit him to no score, right? I had the under 2.5 earned runs also. Let's not forget about that. But yeah, the strikeouts. It didn't.
He did hit on the earned runs prop, and I think I mentioned I was like, I could see him doing that, but the strikeouts is where I
mean, I would just like to point out you do talk a lot of smack about Mets fans, so maybe that's just a little bit of karma coming back to you there. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm not even a Met fan. I'm just pointing out things as I see them.
But I'm a huge Kate Upton fan, so you would think that Justin Verlander would be like, all right, he's a huge fan of my wife. hates my team, but he loves my wife, so we're good there, right?
Because men generally love it when other dudes are big fans of their spouses. Guys love that.
So, Adam, what song we have Howard singing here? We'll only make him do a little bit of the song before we get to some picks. But what is he going to be giving us?
So her big three of the Disney movies are Encanto, Frozen, and Moana. So I said pick one of those three, and she went off the board and picked something from the Trolls soundtrack because that's been she went off the board there, but that's been another movie in the periphery. So the record.
Oh, Howard's making himself look like a troll here.
I'm gonna try with the troll hair. I don't know if this is gonna work.
So we're gonna go with "Can't Stop the Feeling." I believe is gonna be the one.
Great song. Yeah, Justin Timberlake, right?
I mean, he's doing his best troll impression right there.
I'm trying. My hair's just not working. But
you gotta have the gel there. You got any gel
yeah,
around?
I have no gel. We'll just go with the flock of seagulls thing going.
That's pretty impressive.
That's
nice.
All right. Well, if it's trolls, it is Annabelle. Because I tell you, I think it's a great choice. I don't think it. I feel it. Here we go. Get that hair rocking. I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. All through my city, all through my home. We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel hot blood in my body when it drops. Can't take my eyes up off of it. Moving it so phenomenally. Room unlocked the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights, when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance. Feeling good, creeping up on you. So just dance. Come on. All these things I should do to you, but you dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance. Can't stop the feeling. So just dance. Come on. That's it. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll be playing the room all evening. Try the veal.
Good job, Howard. Way to pay off the bet there.
Step up and
great choice, Annabelle. Thank you so much. I hope I made you proud.
Dude, Howard, you hit those high notes too. That was impressive.
I was worried that I didn't have the range to pull it off, but hey, I go into that falsetto, into that head voice. I can't stop the feeling.
Wow. All right. So got a little, Howard Timberlake here. Wow.
Thank God nobody's watching this.
Oh, people are tuning in. I'm looking at the live, viewers here. We got some people watching.
You know what? Until I see somebody in the chat room there's nobody watching this thing.
All right, let's dive into some bets here for people that want to get some action on tonight's slate. I'll give you a little breather here. I'll go first with one of my picks here. My best bet for tonight, I'm going with the Tigers Rangers over 9.5 here. Dane Dunning on the bump for Texas. He's been really good, right? He's got a 2.76 ERA this year, but some of these metrics are screaming some negative regression. 3.93 FIP, 5.09 expected ERA. They're just kind of glaring to me that he's going to have some shakier outings, and he's been a little bit iffy lately. 4.18 ERA over 4 starts in the month of June. The Tigers, obviously not a great lineup, but been a bit better offensively lately than most of the season there. And they faced Dunning about a month ago, put up 3 runs and 7 hits, so not bad for them. But the other side is definitely where I'm looking at to get most of the run production, and that's because Joey Wentz is on the mound for the Detroit Tigers, and the Rangers are just a top tier offense, top overall against lefties this season. And over the past 2 weeks, they are the best offense against left-handed pitching. 406 WOBA, 220 ISO. And Wentz just 6.72 ERA for him this season, and I think his last start I faded him, and I've been fading him for most of the time when he's starting, and it's paying off. So the Rangers are the dream matchup here to keep it going, and I'll take the over. I think if the Rangers don't get there on their own, I think the Tigers can put up a couple runs too.
Yeah, listen, I love the bet. I do. I think that it's kind of funny. I'm looking at Dane Dunning a little bit more of a better light, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it is Detroit and they do suck at baseball, so I'm not really that concerned. I actually have the Rangers on the run line for tonight's game, -1.5.
Okay.
I mean, I because I was looking at that, and I don't normally take the home team, but I don't see the Rangers not just abusing Joey Wentz at all. I found it was -110 on Caesars early this morning. The Rangers on the run line, so I'm gonna take that shot here and just hope that Dane Dunning kind of keeps it under control. Like, I mean, you give up 2 or 3 runs, I'm fine with that because I expect the Rangers to score 6 or 7 themselves.
Yeah, the Dunning, I guess, like advanced metrics I was mentioning are just are a little concerning. But if there was a matchup and an offense where he could still have another good outing and avoid some of those regressions, then it is against the Tigers. So
yeah,
I could back that. All right, what is your best bet for tonight?
We flashed it on the screen earlier. I'll throw it down here again. Baltimore Orioles team total over 5. I was thinking about, I got it for -118 on Caesars. I was thinking about actually going with the over 5.5 because I was getting better odds on that. But I was like, screw it. Let me just take the 5 just in case I end up with the push. So, I mean, let's face it. You're going up against Luke Weaver, Puke Weaver, 20 earned runs in the last 16 2/3 innings. That's 4 starts right there. So he's allowing 5 earned runs per start. And it's just looked absolutely atrocious here. And we already, they played to a 3-1 game last night, the Reds and the Orioles. But the game before that, the Orioles thumped them for 10 runs. Weaver's just bad. So I'm just going to stick. I'm not going to care about who wins this game because I honestly don't care. But the team total for me, over 5, and that's where I'm living.
Yeah, it looks like we're touching on some of the same games here and have some of the same reads because I'm on I'll verbal retweet that team total over and just kind of add on that made you break, didn't it? Wow. I will.
You're not. I mean, I'm not used to hearing somebody else say verbal retweet unless it's on the Fantasy Alarm Show. So
taking a page from you, But yeah, doubling up. I'll take the full game over though. But I do think the Orioles offense you mentioned against Weaver is just a dream matchup and should light him up. I mean, yeah, you mentioned some of those numbers for Weaver, but the Orioles, a top 10 offense against righties over the past 2 weeks. So I expect them to do their thing. And then, yeah, I'm taking the full game over because I also have confidence in the Reds here against Kyle Gibson. Gibson is a 5.75 ERA over the month of June. And the Reds are just, I've been saying it plenty of times in the show, but they're a top offense against right-handed pitching lately with Elly De La Cruz in there. 372 WOBA and 226 ISO over the past 2 weeks against righties. So, the lefty split for them isn't as good, but when they're against a righty, I am really backing them. And I looked at their team total too, but I'm just going the full game over for both sides. If either side runs into any issues, I think one of the offenses will come through.
Yeah, I dig it. I mean, again, they hit the over the first game. Last night they had that delay. It was rainy, and they stopped and they started, and so yeah, I'm good with that one over there. Shout out to my wife who literally just dropped off a couple of cans of Red Bull for me in the shed, and I'm so glad that she didn't do it during the song because I would have lost my mind. She probably would have popped in and been like, do some backup dancing for me over here, but oh my lord. Oh my!
Yeah, Lord. That was good timing by her.
I'm so embarrassed.
Maybe she'll rewind and watch. It lives on YouTube right now, so we can.
This better not live on YouTube. Adam Bernard, that's for your private collection only. That's not for. Hey, let's cut this and put it on as a YouTube short.
You got it. I mean, it does still live on the internet, so nothing really we do about that. So we'll give it the same treatment as my Taylor Swift song. We'll give it that treatment.
I don't think Servo's going to let it happen like that, but okay, we'll try. We'll try.
Well, if it was the other way around, I'd probably be in your shoes of just wanting to move past it as quickly as possible.
I'm good. Yo, dude, listen, I make a fool out of myself on a daily basis. I don't really think it's going to matter too much there. I'm just super insecure about the singing voice. I just, I wanted to be a performer so badly, but I just couldn't get the singing right. And I, just didn't happen for me. Can I please get to some bets?
Yeah, give us another one.
All right, I'm going to piggyback off of your Reds Orioles over 9.5, as well as my Orioles team total. Just give it up here for my man Cedric Mullins. Love the lefty bat. I'm doing the over on his 1.5 total bases, minus 105 on BetMGM. I was tempted to. I looked for his hits plus runs plus RBI, but they juiced that up to over 2.5. And and once you go to the 2.5, I mean that. You either need the multi-hit game, you need the home run, whatever that case may be. So I figured, you know what? Mullins is kind of getting back into his groove after, being off for that groin injury that he had. Just give me the over 1.5 total bases. I think I'm in a solid spot over there.
Yeah, that'll help both of our overs there for sure if he has a good game. I'm going to an easy spot, low-hanging fruit, and I'm just grabbing it because why in the world is Shohei Ohtani's hits, runs, RBIs prop at 1.5? It's minus 145 on DraftKings, but I'll still take it. I mean, the dude, there's not much more you could say about this guy right now. Offensively, I mean, he got it done on the mound last night, but offensively, I mean, two more homers last night. The guy is just over his last 15 games, 404 batting average, 10 homers, 18 RBIs, 16 runs scored. I'll gladly take this over 1.5 hits, runs, RBI prop over on DraftKings. I'm seeing it now. It's still at 1.5, not up to 2.5 yet. He's one of those hitters. He should be nightly at 2.5, this prop, but he's not. He's been over this prop in 5 straight, 15 of the last 17 games. He's got good numbers against Giolito over his career, 7 for 23 with a 304 average with 3 homers against Giolito. If he goes deep again, we shouldn't be surprised at this point, but I'll just kind of take the hits, runs, RBI prop at, even though it's juiced, I'll take it out of your day.
It is juiced at 145. Again, I'm a little surprised also. You did forget the most important part of last night. While he whacked 2 home runs, he also did it while throwing 6 1/3 innings.
Yeah. Struck out like 10 or so.
Struck out 10 batters and stuff like that. He did leave the game. He did leave the mound with a cracked nail. So
I noticed that. But he still hit.
I don't think that's going to affect too much. I don't think it's going to affect his bat, but that is, that might be why they're not juicing it up to the 2.5, because I don't think they'll get enough action on that. I think they'll get too much action on the under for 2.5, just to people who are playing it safe with the fact that he cracked that nail.
Well, so I'm just kind of looking back at the box score because I was watching it live and I remember him coming out. Yeah, so he came out of the game and then homered after that. So,
right, yeah. He came out of the game. He stopped pitching, but he stayed in as the DH and hit that home run. He
still hit his second homer. So, yeah, we'll see. But I think against Giolito, I'll go back to it here. But yeah, the hits, runs, RBI prop. I mean, you can take him to go deep tonight. You can go over his total bases, everything. I gave it out a different pick, actually, in Ohtani for the underdog plays over on Fantasy Alarm. So check that out as well. But I'm just going hits, runs, RBIs here.
Right on. I'm going to go back to this Texas game that we were talking about, Texas and Detroit, because I did want to throw out one prop for that, and that's Jonah Heim, the catcher. I'm hoping that he's in the lineup, or if he's not, if he's not behind the plate, maybe he's going to DH. I haven't seen the Texas lineup yet, but I'm going to take his over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBI. It's minus 130 on DraftKings. He's on a 5-game hit streak right now, or he's batting like 420 in that, during that quick hit streak. So he's hot right now. Again, he's in a very good spot. I know that, batting right behind Josh Young. He's seeing some good pitches to hit. And and so I'm kind of looking at that. I think over the 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBI. I did the betting article over at fantasyalarm.com today, and I put all these in there so that you guys can definitely check it out. But yeah, what I basically did was I had a game bet and then a prop for each one, trying to finish strong here for the first half. So that's where I lived there with Jonah Heim.
Yeah, you mentioned your best bets article over at Fantasy Alarm. You can get that with the All Pro subscription if you haven't already. Yeah. And if you get the All Pro subscription, then or a 7-day free trial there, you can get the fantasy football draft guide, as we've been hyping up. I mean, it's out there, and we got new articles coming out every day with this draft guide over at Fantasy Alarm. So you can get it for free with that All Pro subscription. Where you get all the DFS playbooks for sure, but this draft guide, I mean, it's got everything: best ball drafts, rookie rankings, IDP. I mean, just you name it, we got everything, and new articles coming out every day. And if you don't have the subscription or get the 7-day free trial with promo code Howard, as we've been giving out, you can also get it for $26.99, which is not a lot at all. For leagues that are going nowadays, some of the buy-ins are about $25 or $20. So you get this draft guide and make it back at the end of the year. Easy. So yeah, go get that draft guide. And
make it back by the end of the weekend, dude. Come on.
Well, yeah, make it back by the end of tonight with some of these bets.
Oh, damn.
Or by the end of this afternoon, we got the Nats up 1-0 over the Mariners.
There it is.
If you took Howard's bet of the run line. All right, so let's dive into some more picks here. I like that Jonah Heim call. Any Rangers hitters against Wentz, I'd feel pretty good about their player props. I'll go with Al. So how about this pick? On Monday, we were just talking about our bet. That was on Verlander's strikeout prop, a righties prop against the Milwaukee Brewers offense, which strikes out a ton. I'm going back there, but this time I'm taking the over on Kodai Senga. I'm taking his over strikeout prop, over 6.5 plus money on BetMGM. Listen, the Brewers offense, we know it. I mean, this has been a spot to target all season. A 28% strikeout rate over the past 2 weeks against right-handed pitching. Over the full season, they're at 25%, bottom 5 team in the league against righties, but just struggling too against over the past 2 weeks. 275 WOBA, 203 batting average against righties. So Senga, I think, is going to have success. I'm targeting the strikeouts here, but he's been dominant at home. 2.52 ERA at home this year, and he's averaging 7 strikeouts at home. So it's a guy a lot more comfortable pitching in New York, and he's been over 6.5 strikeouts in half of his starts this year, but in his last 4 home outings, he's been over it in 3 of those. So, and he's been facing some tougher offenses. Like he struck out 12 against the Rays, 9 against the Phillies, 8 against the Cardinals, and here against the Brewers. I think he's going to do the same, get over 6.5 here.
Okay. I'll take the under and bet you on that if you want.
Just trying to get back already on it.
You don't wanna? Are you sure? Are you positive?
It's not one of your official picks, so
It is not one of my official picks. No. Fine, you can have Senga the over on his strikeouts. Hope he gets bombed.
You can give up 10 runs for all I care. If he gets those 7 Ks.
All right, I'm going to the Cleveland Kansas City game here. I don't know who this dude is, this reliever that the Royals have decided. I guess the Royals are going with a bullpen game here. What's his name? Austin Cox. Is that who he's the lefty? Yeah. He's like they have 2 lefties in their bullpen, so they're going to lead with the lefty here, and then just kind of take their chances with the bullpen the rest of the way. So in this, I'm taking the Cleveland Guardians on the money line. Logan Allen pitching. I know he's had some of his struggles, and listen, I know that this offense is not clicking. But again, we've seen what happens when you get last minute decisions made and you use bullpen guys, right? Do you see what happened to the Padres last night against the Pirates? I probably should have gone all over that one there. I was more focused on DFS and saying, oh, crap, I gotta, replace Yu Darvish, who I was going to use, and instead I should have been like, let me bet the Pirates money line right now before I can miss that. So Cleveland Guardians here. I think they'll do enough to win. I'll just take the straight money line. It's minus 130 on Caesars. I dig Logan Allen. I think he does have a great strikeout rate for Logan Allen, just overall in general. And the Royals, who have been striking out, I think they're striking out like 25% of the time, against against his handed pitching on the season. But like over the last week, I think the Royals have been posting like a 28% strikeout rate. So, he only needs to go over 4.5, minus 102 on Caesars. Cleveland money line, Logan Allen over 4.5 on Caesars. I might even consider putting this in as a same game parlay if you can.
All right. Yeah, you can get and over on FanDuel, you can do some like alt strikeout lines if you want to do that, and the Logan Allen strikeout prop, by the way, is part of Colby Conway's Prize Picks video over on Fantasy Alarm, and he's aligned with you taking the over there. But he's also got a couple other juicy props there, so go check out his video. But yeah, he likes that Logan Allen prop, and it's one I looked at too because of that matchup against the Royals. So I can dig that. My last pick here before we get to some underdog bets and some diamond dogs and home run calls as well. I'm going with the Phillies and Cubs under 8.5 here. A low scoring game last night we saw in Wrigley with the wind slightly blowing in. The wind is blowing in again. It's also just to kind of keep it in mind, it's also hazy there from those Canada wildfires. They're affecting Chicago right now. So just that's just a small factor as well. But I like Aaron Nola to have another good outing. He was really good against the Braves his last start. Has been very shaky up and down, but he's been a lot better lately after starting the season pretty bad. And his expected ERA is still like a full run lower than his ERA this year. So I think he's going to have some better outings going forward. And the Phillies also, last night they used Kimbrel and Soto, but both of them didn't really pitch much before that. So they're going to have those two guys and Jose Alvarado at the disposal to just lock down the last few innings after Nola, which is huge, I think, against the Cubs lineup that I said it yesterday. I did a parlay with the Astros and the Phillies. It didn't come through because the Astros lost, but just fading both the Cardinals and Cubs coming off this London series. Maybe having another day or two to kind of get used to the jet lag and the time difference, all that. And the Cubs bats definitely were quiet yesterday. I mean, they only pushed across one run and Ranger Suarez had a really good outing. I think Nola's going to have a similar outing here against maybe just a sluggish Cubs lineup. And then on the other side, it's Drew Smyly against the Cubs or against the Phillies here. And the Phillies have been, kind of a bottom tier offense against left-handed pitching for most of the season. And over the past 2 weeks, even worse against lefties. Low WOBA and weighted runs created. And I think Smyly, though he doesn't have great numbers, he's been definitely shaky. He's even got better numbers on the road. I just think he's going to have success here. So I'll take the under 8.5 for this full game, Phillies Cubs.
Okay. I can get down with that. No problem. No problem. I was a little disappointed by Bryce Harper yesterday and his lack of performance, but whatever.
Well, on that note, yeah,
maybe he does it.
He hasn't been able to hit lefties at all this year, so him against Smyly is an issue, and he's been struggling anyway. So, I think lefties against the Phillies is definitely their worst split. So, all right, let's get.
Which is funny because Kyle Schwarber hits a home run off of a lefty on lefty crime once every 11 at bats.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's hitting these solo homers, and it's
that's what happens when you bat him lead off,
right?
Come on, what do you expect?
And they're still continuing to do it. So
RBI totals in the shitter.
Yeah, it's all right. We're living on YouTube here. A little late.
Bernard a little late on the censor bleep there.
He did not get a heads up. That was tough. That was tough.
Well, shit.
All right, let's get to some underdog picks that we got for tonight in a segment we're calling the Diamond Dogs.
I'm rounding up the Diamond Dogs.
Who the are the Diamond Dogs?
It's just a group of people who care, Roy. Not unlike folks at a hip-hop concert whose hands are not in the air.
All right, who do you got for your underdog pick here?
You know what? I mean, I didn't really like any of the dogs. I did, like I said, I like the Nats on the run line. For the plus 100, which was
up 3-0.
Nice. What?
Up 3-0.
Well, I figured because we were just starting the show at this time that I wasn't going to be able to throw that in there. But alas, there it is. Go Washington. I'm going to back Zach Eflin and the Tampa Bay Rays in Arizona tonight. I'm just going to take Tampa on the run line there. Eflin, I think, is a fantastic pitcher, and what he's done now since coming over to the Rays has been absolutely outstanding. I think he can hold the Diamondbacks at bay, enough for them to for the Rays to build up the lead. Zach Davies is on the mound for Arizona. He pitches to a lot of contact. He does not have a strong swinging strike rate. So I kind of feel like if we're going to back an offense, we got the Rays who are hitting, a pitcher who throws to contact. I think they can pepper him enough, and Eflin can kind of keep things in check 5-6 innings at least, and then just kind of, hold court. So I like my, of course, I also like the away team here on the negative run line. So that's where I'm at. It's plus 105 on BetMGM. It's not phenomenal odds, but it's doable.
Yeah, I like that little workaround to get the underdog money there because, the Rays are slightly favored, but if you can get them on the run line too at plus money, it's nice. I'm going with the bet that cashed for me yesterday, and I'm going right back there as my, it was in my one of my underdog picks, but the Oakland A's on the first 5 innings money line. This cash for Adam Bernard. He was at that A's game last night. I'm going right back there. Plus 110 is the money line for the first 5 for Oakland. I'm sorry, Howard, but just picking against the Yankees here. Domingo Germán has been very terrible lately. The last 2 starts, he's going to have 7.
Very terrible.
He's been very terrible. 7 and 10.
Dibs on that is my new band name, please. Very terrible.
Domingo, very terrible. 7 and 10 runs allowed in his last 2 starts. Up and down, for the most part this season, but he still has he's a 5.29 FIP this year, and some poor advanced metrics compared to some of his recent years. So just not a great vibes around Domingo Germán right now. And the A's are, still terrible lineup, don't offer much confidence, but they've been better than the Yankees lately. And the Yankees over the last 3 weeks without Judge in that lineup against left-handed pitching, they got a 263 WOBA. They're facing JP Sears here, and I think Sears, he was terrible at the start of the season, but he's been a lot better lately. 2 runs or fewer allowed in 6 of his last 7 starts. Has a 3.09 ERA at home this year too, compared to a 4.84 road ERA. Sears is one of those guys that has been kind of, a possible trade target for contenders. And I feel like, I mentioned this yesterday with Blackburn. Sears is another guy that's maybe just pitching knowing he could kind of play himself onto a contender if he has a few more good outings. So I like that kind of vibe for the A's starter here tonight. So I'll take the plus money on the first 5.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I can't argue against it. The Yankees lineup is just, it's so tragic to look at. To know that I'm like rooting for guys like Billy McKinney or Josh Donaldson. I mean, it's just it's trash. And not having Judge in the lineup is just it magnifies it. It's even worse. So yeah. Tragic.
Yeah, when they I should have taken their full game money line, but the A's yesterday they ended up winning that game as we were talking about, but it was plus 115, and today it's, I think, plus 130. I mean, that's I'd still probably take it. I don't trust the A's bullpen by any means, but I like their first 5 at least.
Okay, fine. If you want to be that way, be that way.
All right, let's dive into some home run. We got Adam Bernard chiming in saying, until the Yankees offense shows any sign of life, nothing wrong with it. I mean,
I mean, come on, Adam. Why you gotta be so mean like that? I don't really understand. Who's your team?
I'm a Yankee fan. I mean, baseball's third down the list for me. It basically bridges the gap between hockey and football. But I mean, I drove down I was not feeling great yesterday, and I still drove down to watch Josh Donaldson hit a solo home run. That was basically what I did.
I saw a stat. I saw a stat on Twitter today. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I think it's like every time Donaldson hits a homer, the Yankees have lost all those games.
Sounds about right.
Which is a weird.
Every time Josh Donaldson hits a home run, somebody drowns a puppy.
Oh man. So yeah, just Yankee fans, I guess, can't even get excited with Donaldson homers because it means they might lose.
So bad.
Pretty much.
All right, let's get to our home run calls for tonight's slate and our daily dingers of the day.
He'll need a rocket up his ass to catch this one. That baby is out of here.
Now that's a dinger.
All right, Howard, who you got going yard tonight?
You know what? I got it for what is it? Plus 450, I think it is. I'm gonna go with the lefty rookie in the Baltimore Orioles lineup. That's right, Gunnar Henderson. Yeah, plus 450 on DK. Saw it right there. I mean, the dude has he's got a 377 weighted on base average with a 144 weighted runs created plus against right-handed pitching. He also leads the team in isolated power with a 286 mark against righties. Like I said, you got Puke Weaver on the mound for the Reds. He's atrocious. So give me Gunnar hitting that dinger tonight.
Nice. I was tempted to go with Shohei Ohtani here. Low-hanging fruit again, of course. But I'll go with Trout here. I mean, also a very good.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're taking a real deep dive there, Serv. I'm not going to take Ohtani, but Mike Trout's my guy.
Are you going to give me plus 320 odds on Trout to go deep tonight? I'll take it. You know, he had the day off yesterday, so feeling refreshed for tonight's game. He's going to try to ride that Shohei Ohtani wave of the homers. And he's got 3 homers in his own last 7 games played, and 14 of his 17 home runs this year have come off right-handed pitching. He's got Giolito, as I was talking about earlier. Only 214 against Giolito in his career, but one of those hits is a home run. So I'll take Trout here, just coming off that day off yesterday. He's going to get back on the home run train and try to respond to Ohtani stealing all the headlines.
Did you want my analysis on Mike Trout, whether or not he can hit a home run tonight? Whether I would sprinkle a little something on Mike Trout to hit a home run?
Why not? I've learned.
You should have just taken Ohtani.
I've learned something doing all these home run calls every day. I'm not hitting on them, so it's just lost money. So I'm just gonna grab the guys that are obviously can go deep. Like a guy like Gunnar Henderson. I mean, you've been hitting on these, so I give you credit. But I tried to dive into some analysis. I forget who I had yesterday, but he didn't go deep. And I always just miss on them. So why not just grab a Trout? I almost picked Ohtani because why the heck not? Any of these top home run guys, it's easy picking. So, trying to get back on the wins here.
Well, then I will root really hard for Mike Trout to hit a home run. Who are they facing again today? Who's on the bump?
It's White Sox, Giolito.
Oh, Giolito. Yeah, I don't really love Giolito very much. So, I mean, I'd be more into it if it were a day game. Because if you ever see Giolito's numbers during the day,
oh, he gets rocked. Yeah.
Oh, it's awful, absolutely awful. So,
yeah,
food for thought there. Food for thought, man. I'm still kind of bummed, man. It's 3-0 Nationals. I can't believe I didn't take that bet. Oh well.
Well, if you gave it to people out there, if they got that bet in. I'm looking at the Logan Gilbert. He's got 1 strikeout through 2 innings, so I grabbed that under 5.5. I guess we're trending towards that, so I'll take it.
See, that's my vulnerability, the strikeout props. That seems to be my, like you say, the home run calls for you. For me, it's the strikeout props. I don't,
Well, you know what? We gotta put our minds together and just dive into your target
meld
the hitters.
into one here,
because you've been hitting on these total bases and hits, runs, RBIs props like that. That's been your. I didn't know where you were going with that. I thought you were bending down to pick up something, but all right.
I was just leading in for that Wonder Twin smooch right there.
It's just the story of my life. I can't take a hint about
Dude, it's
stuff,
been it's just been one of those days today. It really has. I mean, I'm glad that like we can sit here and talk about it now, and I can throw down what the analysis was for all my bets, because when I wrote this up, I mean, it was, what? I mean, 5, 6, 7 hours ago is when I actually posted the article over on Fantasy Alarm. So at this point right now, you get punchy Howard. But at least you know that the analysis was like serious, Howard. He was locked in.
I think earlier today when you wrote this and you dove into it, you were all serious, all stats, very much believed in all these picks. And I think by the time you do this show, you just you find a little crack, or like you get pessimistic about each of these picks and don't feel as confident. But we've both been hitting on stuff this show, so don't distrust yourself, man.
Don't sell yourself short, Judge.
Unless
you're a tremendous slouch.
Unless it's a Verlander strikeout prop, then
I got this feeling inside my bones.
We got Better Boss before we exit here. We got Better Boss chiming in on YouTube. My new betting strategy is parlaying the 2 highest MLB favorites. Today is Seattle and Texas at +105. It's not a bad strategy if you don't want to do run lines for either one, or you just want to kind of get the 2 money lines together and get nice plus odds. I mean, we got Seattle down 3-0.
I was just going to say, Better Boss, you already crapped the bed here right now. I mean, I get that it's Patrick Corbin and everything, but this Seattle team is a little soft on the offense right now. They do have first and third with 1 out, at the moment here, but we'll have to wait and see. Oh, sad face from the Better Boss. Sorry, buddy. Sorry.
It's a long game. We've still got the Nats bullpen that needs to come in and blow it probably. So, if you haven't already, by the way, go start your day with our new morning show tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern, every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern. It's A Better Morning, hosted by Andrew Cooper, Corey Parson, Brett Flynn, and Howard Bender. Every day, 8 a.m. Eastern, covering the top trending topics in sports betting and fantasy sports. You can watch it on the Better Sports Network YouTube channel, bettersports.com, the BSN app as well.
We got some some spicy topics tomorrow morning. Absolutely. You definitely want to stay in touch with this show tomorrow morning. We are going to have an absolute blast, because I mean, we talk a lot of, would you bet this, would you bet this future? Would you bet I think for the Reds Orioles series, would you take the Orioles to win the series? Like, we've been talking about that kind of stuff there. Some topics like, some NBA stuff, on Draymond Green. But you know what? Tomorrow we were all feeling a little feisty this morning. And as we went through the rest of the show, we all kind of agreed that we want some spicy topics tomorrow. I don't want to reveal everything, but let's just say that each of us could have entire cities ready to kill us. So, and I mean that, not kill as in death, but kill as in, troll, abuse, swear at, things like that. Tomorrow is, you definitely want to be tuned in for a better morning tomorrow morning. You'll have a better morning tomorrow morning from watching it.
That'll wake you up at 8 a.m. Eastern if we got some spicy topics and debates going on. I like that. So yeah, tune into that. And then after us today here at 5 o'clock Eastern, tune into the MLB DFS Quick Pitch show, Quick Pitch live show on Better Sports Network here. James Grande and Colby Conway on today to give you guys some MLB DFS lineup advice and help you guys win some daily fantasy lineups as we have just helped you try to cash some bets tonight. And Howard's already cashing one, this run line for the Nats. We'll be tracking it. And hopefully it's just the start of a bunch of wins tonight. Appreciate everyone joining in here as you do every day here. 4 o'clock Eastern every day. We're doing this Better Sports Betting show here on Better Sports Network and Fantasy Alarm. Thanks for tuning in here, Howard. Appreciate you joining me. We didn't bet any songs today, but maybe Friday we'll jump back in on that.
Listen, I will do it. If you didn't want to bet me on your on your strikeout prop for Cody Senga, but okay, no problem.
We'll see if it wins. Maybe I'll feel a little more confident. Well, appreciate everyone watching here, and tune into the MLB DFS show next here on Better Sports Network. Good luck, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Better Sports Betting on the Better Sports Network.